Hello and welcome to the Fountain of Youth Stadium for today's SWPL2 clash between Hamilton Accies and Aberdeen. Both teams taking the knee to show that racism and discrimination is not welcome anywhere in football. This game is brought to you by the Regent Shopping Centre in Hamilton, here for you. And today I'm joined by Marcus Nash on co-commentary. Marcus, how are you?
George, I'm very well, delighted to be here. Looks like it'll be a good game we've got in our hands here. Top of the table clash between first and second, so you can't really ask for a more exciting game on our hands, and hopefully it delivers exactly that.
Definitely, it's definitely set to be a very exciting game today. Hamilton Accies coming off a bitterly disappointing 2-2 draw against St Johnstone last week. Gary Doctor's side will definitely be looking to make up for that one.
Oh, absolutely, of course, they'll be always wanting to bounce back from a defeat, and they'll be wanting to do exactly that. Try and get higher up this table. 3 points is obviously closer to the top, and that's got to be the target this afternoon.
Early possession for Aberdeen here in the midfield of the park. Good tackle there from Captain Amy Anderson, making her 99th appearance today, one off the golden 100, Marcus. She's a very important player for the team.
Of course she is. She's a skipper, you know, and she's taken that role on very well. She's a talented player. She knows how to be a leader, and yeah, I'm delighted to see that she's made 99 appearances for Accies, and 100's only round the corner. So what a fantastic landmark in her so far young career.
Quite a few goals as well, 17 in that time for a midfield player. That's not too bad.
No, not at all. You know, it's you always want your players in the middle of the park to step up and try and bag a goal. There's been plenty over the years in many teams. And you need that. You know, you need that so that she can get forward and take surprising shots, shall we say? And she's scored a few, so good on her. Hopefully, she can still add to that. She's got plenty of time in her career to do so.
Definitely, and a great tackle there from Elise McCormack. New signing, of course, this season, getting out of the park, and it's an Aberdeen throw-in. Aberdeen just trying to work their way into the Accies box. Good pressure there from MT Gardner as well. Of course, MT Gardner, a very important player for Accies. And they'll go out of play for an Accies goal kick. Marcus, what's your thoughts on this Aberdeen team then? Obviously going unbeaten so far this season, a team that came up from the SWPL Championship. The 1-8-1 as well at the weekend against St Johnstone, a team that Accies could only get a draw against.
Absolutely. Listen, I think any team that's going unbeaten, they're always going to have that confidence as a unit. We've seen it over the years with any team that goes on an unbeaten run. It's as if it's crazy what happens. You know, the confidence just grows and complacency decides to disappear. You can see straight away that they've got in the front foot. Look, there's a shot on target. You know, we're only a couple of minutes in, and they have controlled the possession already. They're right in Accies' face and they're pressing, and they're going to be a difficult side to overcome this afternoon.
100%. They're definitely a wee bit more of an unknown outfit as well for Accies now. You know, the last time they were in this division, their team's a lot different to what it was then. But so is Accies. Accies very different from last season as well. Players like Lauren Evans coming in and performing really well, I find, against big defences, especially against this Aberdeen side.
Players are going to come and go for both of these teams, you know. Obviously, unfortunately, they're both in the SWPL too, and when players are doing well, they're going to get picked up with the league above, you know. So that's going to happen, and Accies are a good team at all levels.
Shot. It's a great cross, I should say, coming up from Ellie Kane. Good physical presence there from the winger, but she couldn't get it into the box, and Aberdeen now on the counter-attack, trying to get a through ball forwards. It's picked up by Kirsty McIntosh in the midfield and played back into Rachel Ross.
It's a nice pass.
Darcy Molly now, another new signing for Gary Doctor's side this season, comes in to MT Gardner. MT Gardner trying to show her physical presence on the right-hand side. But she's just tackled by Ogilvie.
She's unlucky there, George. That was really good play there, trying to get round. I thought she was actually going to get there.
Aye. Something we definitely see from MT Gardner a lot over her time here at Hamilton Accies. It's the fact that she can get up the park so quickly with some great physical strength as well, especially up and down that right hand side of the park and in the middle.
She's got an impressive record. We'll get to that a little bit later on.
We definitely will.
MT Gardner.
It's Elise McCormack now. And it too, Kirsty McIntosh scored a screamer against Partick Thistle last week. Accies just playing around the back just now, trying to control possession.
I think they had to let the game settle a bit. There was a high press almost straight away from Aberdeen.
Lauren Evans unable to control the ball there. Collins plays it out wide. It'll be Campbell now trying to get past Ellie Kane. That's definitely a battle that's going to interest the viewers today. The battle between Ellie Kane and Campbell from Aberdeen. Two very physical players, both left-sided players as well. Ogilvie. Darcy Molly trying to get there, but it's a good counter-attack from Aberdeen. It's Gover now. 11 appearances for Aberdeen's Gover and 16 goals so far this season. An absolutely unbelievable record from the young Aberdeen player.
Yeah, she's an up-and-coming talent in the whole Scottish game. You know, she's involved in the Scotland setups. There's plenty of eyes on her. There's no doubt that must have been a part of Gary Doctor's analysis and making sure she doesn't get too far ahead with the ball herself. 100%.
She just seems to score in every single game that she plays for Aberdeen this season. Let's hope today isn't one of them. It's a good cross into the box, looking for the header.
Does well to get it away there. As Chloe Muir now needs to get the ball up the park, doesn't she?
It's a great ball forward for MT Gardner to chase onto. He's just played back. You can see there, Chloe Muir was trying to get forward again there to block that clearance.
No, for sure. You can see that, but you also need to be careful as well, don't you? It was, you know, if that was a better pass there, she was beat. And you obviously need to hope you don't want to be dragging your centre backs over to the wide areas, so you need to kind of have a good mix there.
100%, and also the trailing leg as well. That's always a very dangerous thing to happen, regardless of what division you're in, regardless of what team you play for. If you've got a trailing leg, it can always result in a red card.
It's an easy excuse, isn't it, for the referee to get card friendly, and you don't want to give them any. So yeah, you're absolutely spot on.
Aberdeen now just getting ready to take a throw in on the far side of the park. As we said there, both teams just feeling each other out at the moment, just trying to figure out what they can do to get an early goal. It's a great header there from Megan Quinn, another experienced Accies player. Trying to get the ball forward. It's some good physical presence by Lauren Evans, and Gilmore has to get down there to save. A great run from the Accies striker there, but she is down now in the penalty area.
Yeah, they'll need to have a quick look there. I don't think the keeper was at fault. She had to make herself big. She didn't make herself bigger. She'd have been in a more vulnerable position, so never quite get a good chance to see it. But I don't think there was any intentions there at all.
It's definitely something we see a lot of Lauren Evans this season. It's the good physical play, trying to apply the pressure onto the opposition goalkeepers.
Let's just hope she's all right to continue doing exactly what you've just described there.
We obviously have Dion Brown on the bench as well, last season's top scorer. If Lauren Evans does have to come off, we do have a very experienced striker to come on.
No, for sure. I don't think Dion will be used to the competition actually with somebody like Lauren coming in and taking her spot. But you know, that's good. It's good to have competition there because, as you said, there's 35 appearances, 17 goals. That's fantastic. She'll be on 35, sorry, yep. George, if she comes on today. So, yeah, experience is definitely one word for that.
And talking about experienced players as well, we're going to mention it. MT Gardner's 60th appearance for the club today.
60th appearance. Another stat that you just told me, which I was absolutely impressed by, was the fact that she scored 31 goals in 60 appearances. No matter where you are, that is a fantastic ratio. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's absolutely unbelievable. And MT, of course, early stages, trying to get up the park, trying to press the ball forward onto the Aberdeen defence. It's just something she does every single week for Accies, pretty much without fault. She never tends to make a mistake. She always seems to score goals. It's just the ideal player you want to have in a team, and Gary Doctor must be feeling happy that she's fit to play. Yeah,
she's the player you want to get the ball to get yourself up the field. You know, she can get herself into wide areas, she can score goals, and she can ping a ball into Lauren Evans, and that's exactly what she's there to do. So, yeah, she's required to do so, and hopefully she gets that results today.
The throw is going to be taken by Accies now, but just looking over to the far side, it looks like Lauren Evans is walking around the pitch. Not quite sure if she's going to make it back on or not.
Well, she'll need to walk around there anyway to get back on. She can't come on behind the goalie and get a fright. So let's hope. I think she's looking good. She's got her hand up there, look, trying to get the ref's attention. Here she comes. So
good news for the Accies striker there.
Absolutely.
They've been a big loss to Gary Doctor's side.
It just changes your shape, doesn't it? It would probably affect his everything that he's set out to do in training. A hassle, I suppose, having to make an early
Hassle's the word you're looking for, 100%.
It must be for a manager.
Definitely something that Aki's will be looking to do is to defend a wee bit better. Obviously a 2-2 draw against St Johnstone in Perth last weekend. Not the best result for the Akis, as they are looking to gain promotion this year to SWPL 1.
Yeah, definitely. You know, last season they gave it a challenge, and there was frustration there, but good frustration that they never came up, because you want that hunger and passion to go and do better than you've done before. I think that's certainly what Brian Rice puts into the men's team, and that's what he says every day, is to be better than what you were before, and they will. I think they've got a chance.
Just to say that, Aberdeen chance in the penalty area, gets the volley. It's blocked by the Aki's defence. Very unlucky there for Aberdeen.
That's brilliant by Rachel Ross there. She's just put her body in the line there. She's known fine well. She's taking a hard volley and she's threw herself in front of it.
It's going to be another shot and goal, this time from Hutchinson. Up for Player of the Month for October, alongside Georgia McTeer, of course, from Aki's. Rachel Ross just able to control the ball there as the ball's getting fired in at her. Referee does say that'll be a throw in. I think Aberdeen thought for a wee second there it was still in play.
Of course, you're going to put your hands up for anything, aren't you, when it's a game like this?
Very important early game here in SWPL 2 as well. Not too many games played so far, and Aberdeen already showing their promise, as are Aki's. But of course, the one thing that Aberdeen have over Aki's is the fact that they haven't lost a game yet.
Well, they've got that, but then what you've also got to remember as well is they're coming from Aberdeen. That they've came on a long journey, because it's so early on in the season. This is probably their longest journey. So these things add into it. You know, at the end of the day, it is a game of football, but these little things will add into it. And they'll not want to go home in a bus journey after a defeat all the way down to Hamilton from Aberdeen. So, you know, look at MT Gardner there. She's wanting to cause an upset, and that's exactly what you're after. 100%.
It's a great ball there from Kirsty McIntosh as well. As I mentioned a wee bit earlier on, a fantastic halfway line goal against Partick Thistle last week. It got quite a few shares on Twitter, and to be perfectly honest, I couldn't believe it went in.
Listen, goals like that are always fantastic. She'll be going for the Puskas Award, you know, so...
100%.
Brilliant.
Aberdeen here just able to control possession once again. Collins with the original volley, playing it back, this time to Shore. And to me, Shore looks like the type of player that will play the same sort of role as Amy Anderson does for Aki's, that sort of creative box-to-box midfielder.
Yeah, she's loud, she's running at everybody, she's playing in squares, different areas, you know, she's dragging people out the way and distracting them. That's exactly what Amy does. You can see the nether match. The manager's obviously reiterating to them there that they need to start working more as a unit, and straight away you can see that he's got a reaction.
100%. It's definitely something that Aki's have been working on over the last couple of weeks. The whole thing of being a team and being together, defending as a team, attacking as a team, and just making sure that no matter what, every player's involved in every single piece of play.
No, for sure. You know, listen, they're playing well. It's one defeat and one draw.
Rachel Ross loses her marker there, and the ball comes into the box. But it comes to Megan Quinn now. Megan Quinn to Emmy Anderson. Anderson showing good strength there to lose the players to the chase. Ellie Kane. It's a good passing play by Ellie Kane and Amy Anderson there. A great ball forward. And it's a ball forward by Darcy Molly, looking to get MT Gardner through again. MT Gardner, will she be out strength this time? If she takes it to the corner flag, she will be, and that will be a throw-in to Aberdeen. Once again, no, MT Gardner, the player that seems to be driving the Aki's attacks.
Definitely, you can see that it's very much a case of let's get the ball to MT Gardner. But listen, that can be good as well, because it gives Chloe Muir the chance to come in. It also gives Megan Quigley the chance to come in and be unmarked at the far end. So there's pros and cons to that, which is good. And you might see MT distracting a lot of play as well today, as opposed to just getting herself forward.
I think it's important to point out as well that Aberdeen's record has been absolutely phenomenal this season. We have already mentioned it, that they're unbeaten, but they've beaten teams that Aki's haven't been able to beat this season. We've already mentioned St Johnstone, but they also beat Glasgow Women 1-0 last weekend, and that's definitely something that Gary Doctor will need to kind of watch this season. Aberdeen seem to be the early frontrunners to take the league.
Definitely, you can see it. You could see how they started, that they were confident coming into the match. But you can also see right now that they're unexpected. They didn't expect Aki's to get in their face with such a high press. Within 10 minutes into the game, Aki's flipped it very much to the way that Aberdeen started. Aki's are now playing like that now, and now they're in the front foot. You can see that there's a wee bit of a culture shock there. So you've just got to hope that the Aki's do take advantage of that, and hope that they can keep it up throughout the 90 minutes.
That's definitely something that we've seen from Aki's. The high pressure tactics from Gary Doctor's side have caught a lot of teams out this season, namely Partick Thistle. As Ellie Kane just tries to get the ball to Chloe Muir, but they'll just go out for a throw in. Again, Aki's looking very promising on the attack, just not being able to get that final pass through.
Yeah, absolutely. We cautious flick backs like that. I think you need to know what you're doing when you're doing it. I think sometimes it can be just a bit of a wasted ball there. If she was just to let that ball come and go to her feet, she'd have passed it no problem.
It's a great takedown by Lauren Evans now. Lauren Evans beating the one defender, getting the ball into the box, but it's blocked by Shore and cleared. Aki's still in possession. Sammy Anderson. Quinn trying to get it out wide to Evans again. And it will be a corner to Hamilton Accies. Great hold-up play there from Lauren Evans to win the corner.
Definitely, that's your centre forward there, pulling the play wide. That's obviously straight off the training pitch and tactical. And she's done her job. She's got a corner.
And Accies can be very dangerous from set pieces. Of course, Kirsty McIntosh, a bit of a set piece specialist, especially from corners.
Which is impressive because she's not the tallest, but she can definitely ping a ball.
We can see the run there from Darcy Molly as well as she tries to get into the box. It's played to the near post to Megan Quigley and it's up in the air. Megan Quigley out to wide to Amy Anderson. She tries to have the shot on goal from long range. She's able to keep possession though, and it comes out wide to McIntosh. McIntosh now driving at the Aberdeen defence, and it'll go out of play once again.
That's great play there by Jessica Broddick. Fantastic. She's twice there. She got her team's defence on point, and there she's there again. She's hungry. You can see she wants to get the ball up the park as quick as possible.
100%. I think Broddick's one of those defenders that wants to be involved in everything, defence and attack, and she just showed there how good a defender she is.
It's nice to see her urgency there, trying to get the ball up there as quick as possible as well. No time to waste.
Megan Quigley with the high pressure. She's able to win the ball and get it into the box. She tries to have the shot on goal. She's still there, but Gilmore has to get down to prevent Megan Quigley from getting a shot away. Very unlucky for Hamilton Accies there.
Definitely. You know, it's easy to say there that she should have scored that, but she was straight, as much as she was taking advantage of a mistake, she was straight under pressure with two defenders.
Gilmore very quick off her line as well.
Very much so, but she needs to watch for things like that.
100%.
Oh, the linesman's come on the pitch here. Something seems to be going down. Linesman just speaking to the referee, George. I don't know if that's perhaps a penalty claim.
Not quite sure.
Is it an indirect free kick?
It looks like it.
It's an indirect free kick. Well, it's not something you see much at all, is it?
You know, I've not seen one in a very long time. In fact, the last one I seen was in a Scotland game. So, who knows, Accies might be boogieing to this one.
Oh, you never know.
Had to put that one in there.
Oh, you had to. But listen, if you can, this takes skill, because obviously you've got to pass the ball slightly before it can be shot. So, you can see even the players are questioning, right, who's doing this?
Very close to the penalty area as well. You would think that Aberdeen will have every player on the line.
You've got to just pass it slightly to the person next to you. I think Andel's going to try and smash this in the top corner, isn't she?
Accies with a very good opportunity here to take a very early lead here against Aberdeen. An indirect free kick. Lauren Evans to Amy Anderson. She has the shot on goal and it's blocked.
Yeah, she's not hit it high enough. That's a very difficult angle because players are running at you, aren't they? But she's got to just smack that as high as she can into the corner. She's just unfortunately failed to do so.
It's great play there from Megan Quinn to win the ball back, and Accies look to go on the counter, but Lauren Evans not able to get the ball. Yeah, as you say, Mark, it's all about trying to smash it as high as you can into the top corner with an indirect free kick, and it's a very difficult skill.
Of course, but I don't think it's something you practice in training much because it's almost rare that that's ever going to happen, so it's not a normal situation for them.
MT Gardner, a good pass forward for Evans. Evans, it's a good through ball, looking for Chloe Muir. Can she get there? She can't. And Gilmore's there to clear it once again for Aberdeen. Gilmore definitely seems to be one of those goalkeepers that likes to come off her line a lot.
She does. That can either go against you, but as well, you know, if she's not timing everything right, she's going to potentially give away a goal scoring opportunity and get herself booked. So, but not so far so good.
Aki's now just working away, trying to get into the Aberdeen half. As it comes to Lauren Evans, she tries to get it forward again. Good hold-up play from the Aki's number 13. Sent to Quigley now. Quigley with a good through ball for Anderson, but it's a wee bit too heavy. And Govers there to pick up the ball for Aberdeen now. MT Gardner able just to pick up the loose ball there in the midfield. She really has two options there, and she picks the through ball to Ellie Kane, and it's out of play, and it will be a throw-in.
She gets herself about, doesn't she, MT Gardner?
She really does. She's again there in that opportunity. You know, she had a couple of options. She had the option to drive forward. She had the option to pass it to left, to the right, up front, and it just shows the benefit of the high press. Gary Doctor's always going to have a couple of players in an attacking position ready to receive a pass from the midfield.
It's just nice to see attacking for the front. You know, it's something that she needs to do, and you can see that she knows that's her job as well. She knows that as much as she needs to get the team up the park, she needs to drop back and help out, and she's done that so far.
Lauren Evans, very good hold-up play once again from the centre forward.
She'll be a bit annoyed with herself there.
It's definitely over the line there, but there's protests coming from Hamilton Accies to say that was a corner, but the referee says it's a goal kick to Aberdeen.
Lino had his flag out. It was actually, I think, an offside. Yeah, so
the view is a wee bit cut off up here in the commentary position. Chris Marcus, you've seen that.
Just by peeking out by pure chance.
This is why we need cool commentary.
Yeah, absolutely. It's good. Listen, it's great. It mixes it up a bit, doesn't it? And I think the work he's doing with the women's team is fantastic. You know, it needs to be noted. There'll be fans watching from men's team and the women's team, and the work he's doing is great. So it's good to add to that.
It's great to hear to get some plaudits from a media man like yourself. Aki's men's team, their game was called off. Yeah. As Aberdeen get forward now, trying to get the ball into the box.
Don't let her turn. She needs
very good chance for her.
Again, MT Gardner literally throwing herself in the line there like a shield. That's fantastic.
MT Gardner just taking high pressure a wee bit too literally and just running all about the park, almost not having much of a position, just going everywhere.
I'm kind of shaking my head here in disbelief at how much she's really wearing her heart on her sleeve here. She does not want to concede, and that's a great attitude.
Ogilvie with a good piece of play there, getting out wide. Megan Quinn gets the tackle in on Fraser, and Accies are able to break now with Lauren Evans. Lauren Evans up against Forrest. Evans to Kane. Kane with the ball into the box for Megan Quigley, and it's picked up by Gilmore. Quite easy, safe hands from the Aberdeen goalkeeper.
Yeah. She'll take them all day long if they're going like that to her. I think there needs to be more bodies forward.
I think what we've seen so far in this game, that both teams are pretty evenly matched. Both teams have their star players, both teams have their workhorse players, and obviously with very similar results as well. Not much splitting between them on points in the league.
Now you can see that Hamilton don't want Aberdeen to be running away with more points and having that gap. The gap is probably something that teams really don't want, because then that starts to dwell into things, and you know, the pressure comes on a bit more. But if a team's a couple of points ahead of you, there's always that, listen, if we win this game and win our next game and they could draw, it's game on.
Exactly, 100%. As you say, the gap is the most important thing in any division, and especially in this division where things change quite frequently, as it comes back to Lauren Grant and the Accies goal,
who has been fairly quiet, I must point out. I don't want to jinx it and have the commentating curse, as Kirsty McIntosh takes it very slowly there.
It's a good ball forward to Amy Anderson now. MT Gardner looking for the ball, but she chooses to go to the other side with Ellie Kane. Ellie Kane able to beat one defender and gets it into the box, looking for Megan Quigley. Megan Quigley tries to control the ball instead of taking it on the volley, and it comes all the way back to Darcy Molly now. MT Gardner once again getting a foot in there. Now it's Kirsty McIntosh tracking back, and it'll just go out of play for an Aberdeen throw-in, and a great opportunity there for Accies to take the lead.
Yeah, I think there was just a wee bit of communication there with a couple of them. If they just worked in that a bit better, they might have got one of them through. But listen, nevertheless, the ball's going up the park and there's a good attacking play here. It's nice to watch.
I completely understand Megan Quigley's idea to take the ball down and just try and take a touch before getting the shot away, but under the pressure of the Aberdeen defence, maybe a volley would have been better in that instance.
Listen, that's it. The game's only 22 minutes in and we're sitting here talking about so much attacking play. It could be worse, couldn't it?
It could be a lot worse. We could be watching long balls for days, and that's just never what we want, is it?
Not at all, no, not at all. We want to see some football, and this is an unpredictable match so far.
Referee just awarding Aki's another throw in just after the halfway line. Muller to Gardner. Lauren Evans is there. Good hold up play from MT Gardner, and she's just tackled. Great sliding tackle there from Ogilvie, and it'll go out for a throw in.
I think a goal before half time would be perfect for Hamilton. They'll grow even more in the confidence. I think they've been the better team so far. Without being biased, I think it's fair to say that if you put the first 5 minutes aside, they've really took the opportunities.
Completely. I don't think Aberdeen have really pressured the Aki's defence enough. Again, commentator's curse. Let's hope that doesn't affect us. But you know, Lauren Grant hasn't had much to do so far in this first half. Molly gets it to Evans. Evans trying to get the ball in, but she's tackled by Gover. And it'll go out of play, and it will be another throw in. It's Quigley now. Good ball in by Darcy Molly. It's low across the ground as it comes to Captain Amy Anderson. Anderson to Chloe Muir, and she's just dispossessed. And Aberdeen once again trying to get forward. Kirsty McIntosh looking for the looping shot. Echoes of Partick Thistle. But it goes over the bar this time. It will be an Aberdeen goal kick.
She's seen an opportunity and she took it, in fairness to her. You're never going to hit all of them like that in target, are you? So, fair play.
It's definitely something that Gilmore would have been watching. The screamer from Kirsty McIntosh and Bonfire Night. Gover trying to get forward once again, but she loses out, and it will be another Aki's throw in. Quigley now. Quigley to McIntosh. All the way out wide to Quinn. Muir. Muir trying to get past Campbell. The referee says that'll be an Aberdeen ball. It's Chloe Muir just trying to break forward once again, but Campbell there to apply the pressure on her.
Yeah, it was obviously it's tactical there to just get the foul. You know, there's nothing much more Chloe Muir can do, to be honest with you. So
it's a long ball forward by Aberdeen. Kirsty McIntosh just has to clear it out for yet another throw in. This time on the stand side. I think both sets of sides are just trying to figure out what to do to break each other's defences at the moment, because the attacking play has been absolutely fantastic so far.
Yeah, definitely. Front foot for Aberdeen straight away, and then you know, it's very much turned to Hamilton on the front foot. Aberdeen will be cautious. As you can see there, they're dragging Kirsty McIntosh into places that she shouldn't really be in, and Megan Quinn's getting forward and losing outs. They'll take advantage of these counters if they can.
Aberdeen now just able to control possession. Out wide to Ogilvie. Ogilvie challenged by MT Gardner.
Brilliant.
And Gardner able to get her foot in once again. Gover now challenged by Gardner and Anderson. Anderson able to get a foot in, and it's Megan Quigley now who can get it out wide. Not the best ball in the world though from the Aki's number 18. But it doesn't come to anything. Aberdeen once again not being able to get the ball forward. A very good idea from Megan Quigley there to try and get the ball to MT Gardner.
See, if the pass landed right, you were laughing there, because 2 or 3 players were down the right flank, which mean that you would have just pulled the play all over there, and somebody could have dropped in the middle of the pitch and hopefully finished home.
I think Aberdeen got off very lightly there. Quigley able to take control of the ball, and it's high in the air. Rachel Ross has to be clever here, and it's a great touch from the Aki centre half as the ball now comes forward with Chloe Muir. Chloe Muir just driving forward, but she's tackled by Campbell. And Campbell now gets it forward for Aberdeen on the far side. few Accies players trying to prevent the cross. They're able to do so, but it's a shot by Campbell by the looks of things, and it's high into the sky and over the crossbar for an Accies goal kick. Much better from Aberdeen trying to get forward, but I don't know if Campbell could have done much more there.
No, I think the pressure was done right, but for the Accies defence in midfield to try and hold the play away from the 6-yard box and from the box. And as you've seen there, the right back takes a dig and it's nowhere near Lauren Grant. So it's still a job done, isn't it? But she needs to do better with her goal kicks there.
100%. As the ball just goes out of play for another throw in. That's definitely something Aberdeen seem to be coming into this game more now. It's a good tackle from Megan Quinn. Just out of play once again. That's something I find with attacking games like this. The ball seems to go out for throw-ins quite a lot because each team's just trying to prevent the ball from going anywhere near their goal. They're not thinking about the counter-attack going forward as such.
Now you can see when the ball's going into the final thirds, both teams are so desperate for the not to concede.
You can see there the high line from Ogilvie preventing Empty Gardner from getting forward, and now she's getting forward on the counter. It's a ball into the box. Rachel Ross is there to head it away. It's headed back in. McCormick this time. McIntosh now. It's a great ball forward for Lauren Evans. She'll get there, but she's under a lot of pressure right now. She's all on her own. And it's a good tackle, and I'll just go out of play for a throw-in. This time on the Accies half of the pitch after quite a long spell of Aberdeen possession.
Yeah, but the team need to get up and support her quicker than that. She's been happy there to put the ball out for a throw so that they get up the pitch, and they need to be a bit quicker because it could be a different outcome.
Darcy Molly to Lauren Evans. She has tackled by Govern. They're trying to get it into the box. You heard the instruction there from Bobby Watson to get it into the box, but I think the cross was pretty impossible from there in that regard.
Nah, definitely. They've got in their face the Aberdeen defence and distracted them, and not give them any excuse to get the ball into the box, really, have they?
Ogilvie playing it back into the defence for Aberdeen. Some good passing play. Just sees the play flipped once again. It's a very good through ball, but Lauren Grant's there just to boot it back up the park for Accies.
That's a foul.
Chloe Muir's brought down there, and you're right, it is a foul, and it will be a free kick to Hamilton. Surely they can make something from this. Dead ball situation. It's always a benefit to the team taking it.
Yeah, for sure. It's another opportunity to get the team up the field and try and cause an upset. So let's hope we get one just before half time.
This game very important for both sets of sides, of course. Both teams looking for a win. Ball's played in. It's just headed away once again by Aberdeen. Great midfield play from Kirsty McIntosh there to keep the ball, but she is eventually dispossessed. Rachel Ross just able to cope with the parade of Hutchison there. I should say the pressure, sorry. But she has tackled this time.
She can't be
by
losing the ball there.
Thompson tries to get it inside, and it is Hutchinson. But the assistant referee has the flag up for offside. Aki's very lucky there.
Saved by the flag, I think, there. I think, to be fair to the striker, I think the flag was up and she knew it was up, which might have put her off her shot there. But that's Rachel Ross needs to be careful because you cannot lose from that area. You will concede. Definitely
a warning sign from Aberdeen of what they can do against just one mistake in the defence and everything just changes.
That's what it takes. It can go so quickly wrong.
Lauren Grant able to see the ball once again. As you said, not much of it for the Accies goalkeeper. Just able to get the ball forward from the free kick. Comes to Hutchinson. It's a good through ball in. It's a tackle from Darcy Molly, and the ball's just over the bar there from Hutchinson. Very, very close for the Dons.
Yeah, they need to tighten up at the back. It's, I think they're starting to get tired and switch off a bit. There's been a wee slight change in the weather. There's very, very light rain coming in. It isn't cold and darker, but it's 33 minutes into the game and they need to not be switching off at centre backs here.
I think we found as well there that Aberdeen were able to draw Darcy Molly in there instead of keeping it out wide where our natural position would be, maybe trying to make the Accies defence just a wee bit uncomfortable.
Yeah, they're being patient to expose. That's exactly what it is. You know, you can see that they're starting to read the Accies defence and find areas where they can get the ball through and take advantage of that. We've just got to hope that Rachel and Elise, a lot of them can, you know, screw it up a bit and get in control again.
It's definitely something that we've seen Aberdeen do against St Johnstone midweek, was the fact they were able just to pick apart their defence over time, and they did eventually score 8 goals. Hopefully that doesn't happen here today.
The team's capable of winning this game. We've seen it already. You know,
It's great pressure from MT Gardner once again, forcing Ogilvie just to lose the ball.
Gary Doctor just asking there if we can get them up the field. Just can we squeeze into them? He's saying there's 11 minutes roughly. Sorry, just about 11 minutes to go the first half. So you'll be hoping, one, to keep it a clean sheet in the first half, but possibly getting a goal.
And this is definitely the most crucial point in the first half, the fact that there is only 10 minutes left. If a goal goes in, it changes the other manager's team talk completely going into the second half.
Of course it does. Of course it does. You know, this is where you can kind of make your mark in the game.
Collins plays it all the way back to Gilmore. Like you said, Marcus, it is starting to get a wee bit chilly up here in commentary.
It is indeed. It is indeed. You know, it's all right for them. They'll run a bit. They'll keep themselves warm. But
it's a great ball forward for Ellie Kane. She tries to get it into the box. Amy Anderson's there. It's a shot on goal and it's wide of the posts. Unbelievable opportunity there for Hamilton Accies to take the lead. But Captain Amy Anderson misfiring. And it'll go out for an Aberdeen goal kick, Marcus.
Yeah, you can see she knows herself. She has to hit the target there. She has to look up and hit the target, and she's not looked up. Listen, nobody needs to tell her any more than herself how annoyed she'll be there. You can see it, and she'll be trying to make up for it as she gets in the ball already, George.
Yeah, you know, Amy Anderson definitely trying to make up for that opportunity there, and she does win the foul for Hamilton.
She sort of paid them back already in a way.
100%.
She gets a goal, she's really paid them back.
Great ball forward for MT Gardner, who's got a lot of space here. She's able to get the ball in, and it's cleared away. Just as far as Darcy Molly, though. Molly to Gardner, looking to get past the defender. I think she was looking for a nutmeg, actually, there. It's a great idea, I should say, from Kirsty McIntosh there, but Megan Quigley just stopped her run, and it'll go out for another Aberdeen goal kick.
Yeah, that was exactly it. Megan Quigley turned round. Had she not, she might have got through, but nevertheless, still positive play.
I think Quigley there was maybe trying just to use maybe a bit more of a hold-up technique rather than just running onto the ball, which I completely understand, but
I think she was more trying to support her than get through on goal. Yeah, that's brilliant with MT Gardner again, shoving them right out the field for the play.
Marcus Nash, the MT Gardner fanboy, I think.
Definitely. She's a joy to watch. She's a joy to watch. She's everywhere. I hope I don't eat my words and she gets caught out.
I really hope not. Aberdeen now on the counter, and it is Hutchinson. McIntosh is trying to get the tackle in there, but the cross comes into the box regardless, but it's cleared away. Very well cleared away there by the Accies defence, and Amy Anderson now trying to keep the ball in the midfield.
She's been caught late there, Anderson.
Referee says it'll be a foul. Wasn't sure if he was going to play advantage there, but obviously MT Gardner ready to start a counter for Accies. Rachel Ross with the ball up the park for Lauren Evans. It's good control from the Accies centre forwards. And Anderson just looking for the pass, but no one was there to collect it. And Aberdeen now already looking very dangerous in this game, going with another counter attack. Thompson with the ball out wide. And Megan Quigley there draws the foul, and it will be an Aberdeen free kick. Do you think that was a foul there, Marcus?
Yeah, no, I think it's a bit rough and tough. You know, at the end of the day, it's the team's coming back to defend an attacking ball, and I think somebody has to do it. Lucky there's no cards.
Kirsty McIntosh saying that the ball should be further back than what the referee's already said. And it'll be Gover to take this free kick. 16 goals already this season in just 11 games for Aberdeen.
She fancies it here. I think she's going to take a shot on target.
Lauren Grant going to have to be switched on here. Gover with the shots. It's a great shot and it hits the crossbar. And what a save from Lauren Grant in the Accies goal.
Fantastic. It's what, a couple of minutes to half time. She's had a quiet first half of football and she's still switched on to save her team and keep her team in this match. That's a fantastic save.
Absolutely unbelievable reflexes there from the Accies goalkeeper from the shot from Shore. Shore very unlucky there not to score the lead for Aberdeen.
No, credit to Lauren Grant there. That was the goalkeeper that saved the situation. She done very, very well. That's exactly what you want for a goalkeeper.
The resulting corner's taken short. The ball's into the box now. Lauren Grant has to be there and safe hands from the Accies goalkeeper. Marcus just nodding his head here up in commentary.
Yeah, well, she's the past few minutes, she's the busiest she's ever been.
And now MT Gardner on the attack now, driving forward. Will she look for the ball for Lauren Evans? She does, but she can't get the correct ball. And Gilmore has to come off her line to catch that cross. Just like that, Aki's under quite a lot of pressure there, and then able just to break from that and show the positivity to get forward and attempt a shot on goal.
Absolutely. Listen, it's an end-to-end game. This could be. It's very, very difficult to predict anybody who's winning here.
There's definitely a reason why these two teams are top of SWPL2 at the moment. And I think this game's really showing it very end-to-end, very aggressive football. And it's exactly what you want to see on a Sunday afternoon.
It's a good watch. It's certainly a good watch for a game that's not got many goals in it. If you're sitting here watching as a neutral right now, it's a good game of football.
Both teams just waiting on Ellie Kane getting up from that original challenge. She's okay though by the looks of things. Should I say Megan Quinn?
Yeah, Megan Quinn.
Horrible to see from this area sometimes. It's Aberdeen trying to get on the
Ellie's on the bench, I'm not sure.
Is Ellie on the bench? Ellie is on the bench. What am I doing today?
But it's alright, it's fine. We'll get there.
That terrible eyesight. So it comes to Hutchinson. It's another good save from Lauren Grant, and Aki's try and clear it.
That's brilliant for Lauren again. I think it was Kirsty McIntosh actually that failed to clear it and ball came back.
Forrest now just trying to keep the game composed for Aberdeen now. Make sure they never get cut out on the break as Aberdeen break again. It's a good ball into the box for Gover, but again Lauren Grant's there. Just after saying she never had a lot to do, that's had a lot in the last 5 minutes.
No, she has. That's it. But for goalkeepers, you know, they need to be switched on, and she is. And it just goes to show that you can have a quiet half, but you can most certainly come straight into a game whenever you're called upon.
MT Gardner now. Good high pressure once again from the Accies winger, just trying to get the ball to Lauren Evans. It's a good pass from McIntosh to Muir now. I'm sorry to Chloe, I always get them mixed up, Chloe Muir and Ellie Kane in commentary. Don't know why, I think it's just because they play in the same position.
That's good, Debbie Darcy. I was just about to say I'd like to see more support for MT Gardner, but
it's a great ball into the box as well. It's just blocked by Aberdeen. So it comes to Gover. Megan quickly now applying the pressure. Great play there from the Accies midfielder to win the ball back. Anderson to Quinn. All the way out to Chloe Muir. Not going to get it wrong anymore.
She's lost that far too easy, and there's your left back beaten quite easy as well. That's dangerous.
Campbell now. Campbell trying to get the ball in. It's well cleared this time by Kirsty McIntosh, and it comes to Megan Quigley. Again, just looking for the run of Chloe Muir there, but she's not fast enough to get to that ball.
Nah, she's obviously been doing a lot of defending as well, and a lot of getting forward and a lot of getting back for your wide players to play that part in. So it'll be hard for them just to continuously run for counters and win the ball every time.
as it stands here at the Fountain of Youth Stadium. It is Hamilton Accies nil, Aberdeen nil. And Marcus, do you think Gary Doctor will be happy with his side's performance going into the second half?
Well, listen, there's no goals in the back of the net, and there's been positives to take from attacking play. So yeah, absolutely. You know, he'll be delighted that he's not conceded. I think he'll want to tighten up in little individual errors, and they might look to replace a few, maybe a pair of tired legs at the break. We shall see, but I don't think he's got too much to fault them on.
No, 100%. I think going forward they've been absolutely sublime once again, but you know, just a couple of wee tiny defensive errors causing Accies some problems, especially coming from that free kick earlier on in the game that hit the crossbar. But obviously we're very lucky with Lauren Grant to pull off that absolutely astounding save. I'm sure we'll be seeing that on the highlights later on as well.
Yeah, without a doubt, that's got to be up there. That was fantastic.
Ball's just played all the way back into the Hamilton defence. Then it's Elise McCormick. Rachel Ross now just looking for that killer long pass by the looks of things. And it was a good ball forward for MT Gardner, but it was just the way the ball bounced there on the pitch. Led MT Gardner astray, and it'll be out for an Aberdeen throw in. I just wonder now if both sets of sides are just going to prevent a goal from going in before the second half.
Yeah, you'd like to think that it's probably going to go into the break now. Level, unless somebody can get a late one, but both teams have done well to keep the balls out the net.
Anderson too quickly can't quite get the good control on it though, and the assistant referee has his flag up for the foul.
Yeah, just a bit sloppy there. She knew she was beat. But she's got to put a bit of effort in and still try and get the ball back, and she does. Unfortunately, it's a foul.
Megan Quigley, one of those players that's always all over the park, getting her foot into challenges, always trying to stir up the other team. Gilmore under a lot of pressure now. Lauren Evans able to get the block in the pass. Aberdeen able to retain possession though. And it's well done there from Kirsty McIntosh just to get the ball out of play there, preventing what could have been a very dangerous attack from the Duns.
Yeah, I think when there's errors at the back there, as you've seen there, with Lauren Evans getting up against the goalkeeper, and it just shows you how quickly that they can make a mistake, Aberdeen, but how quick they can take advantage and get it back and get it up the park.
And the referee blows his whistle here at the Fountain of Youth Stadium. 0-0 at half time, and we'll be back with you in the second half. And we're back here at New Douglas Park for the SWPL2 clash between Aberdeen and Hamilton Accies. It's currently 0-0. And Marcus, you picked up there just before the game started, or just before the game starts here, that the Aberdeen players came onto the pitch in two groups, possibly defensive and attack. And what do you think about that?
I was, do you know what? I was a wee bit baffled there. It was definitely two groups. They were on the park about 2 minutes before Accies. And it was the defenders in one group and the attackers in another, as if they were talking. But to me, now, I hope it doesn't come back to bite me here, but it looks like there's a wee bit. That just looked to me was just a divide. You know, at the end of the day, attackers need to attack. They also need to defend and vice versa. It's quite interesting. But listen, they can come back here and prove me wrong. Let's just hope that they don't. But it was interesting. I've never seen that. I don't know if you'd seen that.
No, do you know, I've not. And again, I don't know if we're reading too much into it, but it looked as if the communication between the Aberdeen defence and the Aberdeen attack might not be there, whereas Accies come out all as a team ready to go for this second half.
And we made them wait as well. They were out early and there was absolutely no rush from the Hamilton team to get out the stand, and until the line-off was telling them to hurry up, and fair enough. So I don't know if that's just maybe tactics from both. It might be.
It could quite well be. And Aberdeen just trying to feel out Hamilton now, but Hamilton able to win back possession through Chloe Muir. And Muir looking for a good ball forward for Captain Amy Anderson. And she's able to place their Captain Forrest under pressure and win the ball back for Hamilton. Chloe Muir now. Muir under a lot of pressure to get the ball in, and she wins the corner from Forrest. A very good early opportunity here in the second half for Hamilton to take the lead.
Yeah, a great time to score a goal, isn't it? Come out kicking really, straight out the traps, as they say. So hopefully they can take advantage of this nice early opportunity in the second half.
McIntosh just walking over to the corner flag, ready to take this set piece. Aberdeen are definitely going to have to be switched on here. Nothing worse than losing an early goal. The ball's whipped in. Should I say Gilmore's there to punch it away, and the referee says it's going to be another Accies corner.
Yeah, Amy Anderson. The ball fell to Amy Anderson. There are two players right in front of her, and she just kind of wallops it off them. She wins a corner. It's better than nothing, really, isn't it?
Definitely. Kirsten McIntosh getting ready to whip this one in again. Amy Anderson, of course, at the near post. It's a good ball in this time, but it misses everyone. In Aberdeen now looking to break on the counter. MT Gardner, look at that once again, Marcus. MT Gardner, your favourite Accies player, getting all the way back there to defend.
She wears her heart on her sleeve, you can see that. She's everywhere. She certainly knows how to defend from the front, and it's good to see that she's taking that from the first half into the second. So let's just hope she doesn't need to defend too much. And
coming into this second half, Marcus, what do you think Accies need to do to win this game? It's obviously such an important game in the season, and obviously we're so early as well.
I think they need to just keep a wee bit tighter at the back and keep doing what they're doing in the midfield and the attacking areas. They're getting the ball up, they're getting the ball through. It's maybe just working on a couple of wee areas that's going to get them that goal and get them the lead and get them the 3 points that they really, really wanted today. You can see that they want to take that home and good. So I don't think there's too much that needs to change. I think it's more of a just don't concede, don't individual errors at the back. And
Darcy Molly there with a great ball forward, looking for Lauren Evans, but she's just blocked by Broderick. Again, Accies looking like the more positive team in this second half, but we've seen that in the first. Aberdeen coming out early and then struggling as the half progressed.
Exactly. No, that's it. We've seen Aberdeen do it and they fell behind. So you just need to hope that Accies don't get complacent, they keep it up and they nick a goal. There's a corner.
It's blocked off of Ogilvie, and as you said, Marcus, it will be a corner to Hamilton on the far side of where we're standing, of course. Kirsten McIntosh going over to collect the ball. Rachel Ross this time coming up, possibly looking for a header. Looks like she's going to be straight on the goalkeeper. It's another good ball. It's a shot from Lauren Evans and it's just wide of the post. A warning shot from Accies maybe there, Marcus.
Yeah, she's unlucky. It's a good read there. Chloe Muir was going for it. She knew she wasn't getting it. She started to back out of the leap for the header, and it fell to Evans, and she caught it nice, but she just didn't hit the target. So she can take something for that. But I don't know if she's picked up a knock, perhaps, because she's slowed down her pace a bit as she's trying to move back up the field.
And that's something that Gary Doctor said last week against St Johnstone, that Accies never took their chances as much as they should have. And obviously that game ended 2-2. Hopefully they don't do that again today, and hopefully they actually get a response from especially their strikers, who, although they did score goals last week, it just wasn't enough for them.
That's it. I think it's like anything. If you put everything into it and you're doing well and you lose something late on, and it's even more frustrating than getting a heavy defeat sometimes, because you put more into it and you want something, you expect something at the game, and they didn't get that. So, you know, of course they'll be very wary of that and very much want to do the opposite.
Aberdeen now just looking for an option going forwards. Comes to Campbell. Campbell, of course, excellent in the first half. That battle with Chloe Muir, we already knew at the start of the game that was going to be a big battle, and obviously it's proven to be.
No, for sure, Chloe's come onto a game. She's obviously found herself back in the first team and getting starts, and that was her target, and she'll be happy with that. She's grabbed herself a couple of goals as well, but she'll just need to keep doing what she's doing. She's coming onto a game actually, and it's nice to see.
Campbell just getting the ball forward for Aberdeen now, looking for Fraser, but she can't get there, and it will be Aki's ball. Again, Aberdeen just looking a wee bit more dangerous as the second half, I should say. Just, comes on a wee bit. They're just feeling Aki's out, not applying too much pressure on them right at the start. They're just trying to find the correct ball in to essentially catch the Aki's defence out.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think as I've just done that.
Aberdeen now just pressing into the box with Thompson, and Thompson's tackled, and the assistant referee has his line up. Has his flag up? His line up? What am I on today? Has his flag up?
Yeah, it's a offside there, and Aki's will take that. Gives him a chance to move up the field and take advantage of hopefully another attacking play.
It'll be Rachel Ross to take this free kick from deep, looking to start a counter-attack. She makes her 35th appearance today for Accies, another milestone in the team today.
No, definitely. Listen, it's good to hear that there's players that's been here from last season, which is good, because at the end of the day, they'll be hurting from last season, hurting that they never came up. And you can, sometimes it's good to have a team that, over the course of a couple of years, because they can perhaps gel into something that's successful.
Fraser now able to get past Quinn, but Rachel Ross is there to clean up the damage, and it'll just go out of play for a throw-in to Aberdeen. A lot of play in the Accies defensive half at the moment. Aberdeen just able to get the ball up the park and win throw-ins in very good attacking positions. As we see here, the ball's now into the penalty area.
It's deja vu, the first half, really, isn't it, George?
And the assistant referee has his flag up there for offsides.
It's the exact opposite, where Accies have come out the first 5 minutes of the second half, right out the traps, right into Aberdeen's face, and how quickly it can turn around.
Again, it just shows you how even this game is and how close the two sides are in terms of quality and talent.
Yeah, I don't think it's a 3 and 4 goal game. I think it's very much a game here that potentially first goal wins it.
Accies now with a throw in just on the halfway line. And again, Accies just playing the ball up the park from the throw in, trying to get another throw in and just trying to feel Aberdeen out now. Similar to what Aberdeen were doing 5 minutes ago.
That's it. There are more yards up the field, gives the team more chance to attack more, and they'll take that. It's a job well done.
Quinn to Lauren Evans. The ball was just sitting right on the touchline there. Both sides didn't really want to kick it out.
No.
Lauren Evans to Chloe Muir. Chloe Muir now with a good ball into the box.
She's unlucky
there. Drags wide there.
If Megan Quigley's just a metre forward, that's a goal. That was very good reading there, I think, with Chloe Muir. She took it quite well. She took her time. She never panicked. She found the area of space she wanted to put the ball in. She done it well. So let's hope she can do that the next time somebody meets it.
Well done there from MT Gardner to try and keep the ball in Aki's possession. Molly back to Gardner now, under a lot of pressure from Aberdeen. Great play there from the winger. She is brought down and draws the foul. Very good set piece position here for the Hamilton Ackies. Very well done from MT Gardner once again so far, showing herself to be the player of the match.
The Ackies seem to play better when they're under pressure in the attacking half. But I feel like when Aberdeen sit off them, sometimes Ackies don't know what to do, but when they're in their face, they show some skill and they get past them. That's it.
Kirsten McIntosh with the ball into the box, looking for the head of one of the Ackies players. Comes only as far as Lauren Evans. She can get out wide to Chloe Muir now. Chloe Muir takes it straight to the line and gets the cross in, and it goes out of play for the Ackies corner. Much more positive from Hamilton Ackies.
Yeah, good play there. Good play again. Chloe Muir was given a plaudits a minute ago for a cross into the box, and she's done well there to win her team a corner. We just need to hope that Kirsten McIntosh, she's took about 5 or 6 corners so far in this game, and if she finds one in that 6-yard box, then well, let's hope it's a winner.
The referee just having a word with
Rachel Ross.
Rachel Ross, yes, it looks like. I think she's just applying pressure on Gilmore in the Aberdeen goal.
That's what your centre half's there to do, isn't it? They need to cause a bit of trouble and rough and tumble.
The corner's played short, and McIntosh now gets the cross in. It actually looked a wee bit like a shot there, Marcus, but Gilmore's able to catch that one.
Yeah, she's not the keeper you're going to beat with wee ones like that. You're going to need to give a bit more power and placement to test Gilmore. She's already shown that this game.
Interesting idea there from Kirsten McIntosh to pull off another spectacular finish.
Oh, she believes in herself, She believes she's done it before. She's done it last week. She's got that belief that she can do it. You don't ever want to lose that, because then they'll not take them sort of chances.
Very well done there from Megan Quigley. A few protests from the Aberdeen bench there, but definitely not a foul. She got the ball.
Yeah, I think there was a wee clash of the boots there with a 50-50, and that's what the shouts were for.
Anderson now looking for a good ball forward for Chloe Muir. She can get it up the park. Chloe Muir now under pressure against Campbell. Back into Anderson. Azanaki's throwing, and again a fantastic pass from the midfield from Anderson, and then she's straight up the park ready to start another attack.
Yeah, they're hoping for the goal, really, aren't they? They're hoping they can get it. It's good to see the hunger and the desire.
Muir to Quinn. And Quinn's just tackled by Aberdeen captain Fraser. Quinn takes this throw into Chloe Muir. Chloe Muir just trying to shield the ball under a lot of pressure from Aberdeen, who can just clear it. Only as far as McIntosh though. All the way back to Rachel Ross, and she loses the ball in a very dangerous area to Thompson. Thompson now running in and goal. Lauren Grant needs to get back on her line here. It's passed across, but Darcy Molly and Kirsty McIntosh are there to prevent the counter-attack from going any further.
No, you're absolutely spot on there. I think that Bailey Hutchison there is number 10 for Aberdeen. Her first touch was disappointing, because if she got it right, she was in a one-on-one goal scoring opportunity against Lauren Grant.
We don't really know what Rachel Ross was doing either to lose the ball in the midfield like that.
Yeah, she needs to stand up, be counted for, be stronger on that. It's, as I said earlier on, it's individual errors like that can cost you a match, and a one goal could be enough in this game, and you don't want to give anybody an easy goal like that.
Rachel Ross just trying to get the ball up to Chloe Muir. Aki's going straight on the counter-attack there. And this second half is definitely going the way that the first half did. Just very end-to-end, each team trying to get the ball up the park as soon as possible. And a lot of high pressure as well from both sets of sides.
I think it was disappointing decision there with the referee. It was 100% an Aki's ball. That was a bit disappointing. You can see a few shouts.
100%. I definitely thought that was an Aki's ball myself. I was just having a wee think to myself there. I wasn't too sure.
His communication between the lino and the referee there was, I think, a little bit interrupted.
Megan Quinn now. It's a good ball into the box for Anderson. Anderson just trying to get ahead on it, but she can't quite get there, and it's cleared away by Aberdeen.
Quick off a line there, Lauren Grant, which is good.
It's forward once again by Aberdeen now with Thompson. It's well cleared away by Kirsten McIntosh again. McIntosh just dropping back to help defend.
Yeah.
We've seen that quite a lot this season, to be fair.
Yeah, you need to drop back and support. And it's good to see that the midfielders and the attackers here are doing that. It's something that clearly has been drilled into their head.
Megan Quigley this time looking to put in a challenge, but it's only gotten as far as Rachel Ross. Or should I say Elise McCormack, and Lauren Grant gets down well once again to save. Not the best clearance in the world there from Naki's defender.
Well, I'm shaking my head because it's a fantastic save by Lauren Grant, but Rachel Ross has got more time on the ball than she thinks, and she's just taking it the first time and trying to wallop it up the park instead of trying to control it. She's got another 2-3 seconds there before the midfielder catches her.
Once again, Lauren Grant proving how good she is in the Aki's goal, of course. Great save in the first half, and then another fantastic save there as well. Another one for the highlight reel.
Absolutely, she's potentially one of the best players in the match right now.
As the ball's whipped in from the corner. Megan Quinn gets her head on it. Comes to Lauren Evans now. Lauren Evans, well done there to beat the defender. It's a ball forward for MT Gardner now. She has to chase with Campbell, and Campbell gets there first.
That's brilliant play.
MT Gardner able to get the foot in there, and the referee says that's a foul.
A soft one if it is a foul. I think she won the ball back there, but you know, we're up here and the referee's down there, and it's harder to see.
Yeah, I completely agree with you, Marcus. I thought that was a pretty soft decision from the referee there.
Yeah.
For MT. It was just applying a bit of pressure there, just being a wee bit more physical.
There's a couple from him there, to be fair, but he's had a good game, more or less, so we'll give him the moment of doubt, you know.
Megan Quinn now to Amy Anderson. Anderson, good play once again in the midfield. Just looking for an option.
Yeah, I think Darcy Molly there a bit disappointed. She felt like she was through. The right channel there was exposed.
And Lauren Grant, obviously she can see her team from a wee bit more of a different angle. She can actually see the shape they're in and just barking instructions to the Aki's players, making sure that they're in the right positions for the attack.
That's it. There's a couple of tired legs out there now. I think it's clear to see that, and there'll be a couple of changes soon as well. Hopefully to boost the legs a little bit. But you know, Aki's are still attacking, and until they stop doing that, there's not too much concern.
As you say, there could be some changes quite soon, especially from Gary Doctor's side. Nicole Kearney and Ellie Kane, obviously two fantastic attacking threats that could really come on and make a name for themselves in this season. Obviously Nicole Kearney only coming in recently.
No, you're absolutely spot on there, and just as we were discussing there, that number 18 for Aberdeen, which is Eva Thompson's just been cautioned. She's just been given a yellow card there, George. I think she was maybe mouthing off a wee bit to the referee following the foul.
Well spotted there. I never even seen that because I was looking at my own team sheet there.
Nah, it's alright as long as one set of eyes are on the park.
Exactly. It's an interesting ball there from Kirsty McIntosh, but it's just caught by Gilmore from the free kick. Interesting once again. Another standout player in this match so far is the Aberdeen shot stopper.
Yeah, there's been a great play all over for both teams, to be fair. You know, nobody's given a half-effort performance.
Collins loses out there to Lauren Evans. She can get it to Gardner. It's a fantastic play there from Gardner just to keep the ball going for Aki's. Now just go out of play for an Aki's throw-in. Very well done there from the Aki's attacker.
Yeah, definitely. I think I need to say what I said the first half again. She needs more support. People need to be quicker up to these corners when she's pulling the play in there. If she's got somebody up there to support, she can quite quickly get the ball to them. If she's up there on her own, you know, it's a harder battle, and let's hope that a couple of fresh pairs of legs might sort that.
And just as you say that, it looks like an Aberdeen substitute's just warming up, ready to come on.
they need to do something, in fairness, because Accies have got a hold of the game again, and Aberdeen will be wary of that.
Good play there from Molly. Getting into Evans. Just at the corner flag. Protests from the Aberdeen players to say that was out of play, but the referee says play on, and it's played back to Rachel Ross. Ross to Quigley. All the way back to McCormick. Evans once again now to Gardner. The flag stays down. Good decision there from the assistant referee. Looking for the cross into the box. Amy Anderson just trying to get there. So the cross was deflected there. Aberdeen now looking to get on the attack, but once again Kirsty McIntosh is there to break up the play.
Yep, she's just saved Ellie's Becky there. I think she was just getting a bit forward, and she lost her player. But that's good that you've got a Kirsty McIntosh there to come back and help out the defence and support, and that's what she's there to do. She's a number 6.
Well done there from Rachel Ross, just able to control the ball.
Good play. Oh, she's done very well.
3 players now, can it be 4? It's an interesting pass forward, shall we say. Don't know if she could have maybe kept going there.
She's ambitious, but I think there needs to be a wee bit of better communication between her and Evans there, just reading the play. Lauren needs to drop back a bit and support more, but listen, it's positive. It was nice skill there. She's done 3 people there down that channel.
Chloe Muir once again, and Campbell pushes Chloe Muir, and that will be a free kick to Hamilton.
Yeah, not too many protests from Aberdeen there. They'll accept that one.
I think Campbell was quite right just to break up the play there, of course. Aki's pretty much looking there that they'd probably go on and score from that attack.
Yeah, you need to. You're kind of hoping that your midfielders and defenders will get forward and do that. She's not been cautioned, so she'll take it.
An interesting position here for Hamilton Accies. It's a crossing position for Kirsty McIntosh.
It is. She's had plenty of opportunities to get them in, and she has been.
A 1-player ball. It's an interesting ball into the near post by the looks of things, and it's played out to the edge of the penalty area.
I think Accies need to believe that they can go on and win this game now, because, you know, as you can see, right in we're still attacking.
Lauren Evans now looking for a ball forward. Amy Anderson trying to use her pace to get forwards, but Gilmore gets there first once again, coming off her line.
Yeah, she's a good goalkeeper, isn't she? She's got control of the box. She's acrobatic enough, and she's strong. So, but up the other end, we've got Lauren Grant, and she's been fantastic. Potentially one of our star players today.
Gardner now. She's brought down, and that's a very poor challenge there from Aberdeen.
Yeah, I'll be surprised if a card doesn't come out. Here it comes.
Hear the protest there from the Accies bench there. A definite foul on Gardner.
Oh, rightly so. Rightly so. You need your bench behind you, especially with no fans in the stadium. It's it's crucial. And there you go, as a referee cautioned the Aberdeen player there.
100% correct decision, and that's not even showing bias, to be perfectly honest.
No, she's took her out at the end of the day.
And this could prove costly for Aberdeen once again. Another crossing possession for Hamilton.
Yeah, it's coming from the other side. Chloe Muir's got it this time as opposed to Kirsty McIntosh. Even though she was out there giving it a bit of a shout, Kirsty will feel that maybe if she hangs around the D area that she could maybe get the ball to her feet and take a shot. She's good at that.
Ball's whipped in by Chloe Muir. It's a very interesting ball once again. But Gilmore's there to save it.
Yeah, she's trying to get the keeper off guard and beat her at her the near corner post.
McIntosh just loses out in the header there. Comes as far as Rachel Ross.
She's maybe been dazzled with a floodlight there, the direction that Kirsty's been looking. Oh.
Great play there from Lauren Evans to hold up the ball, and it comes to Amy Anderson, who's tackled at the last defender. So unfortunate there not to break forward, and the referee pulls the game back for an Accies free kick.
You'll take that, but it's hard not to be disappointed that Amy didn't get through there, isn't it? It's the defender does well to make herself back into Amy, and Amy picks the wrong direction to go. But
it's one of the ones where the defensive line's so high up that if you do beat that last defender, you're in on goal.
Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're trying to take their players out of areas and expose.
It'll be Kirsty McIntosh to take this one again. It's into the box, played to the far post.
That's a fantastic save there by the goalkeeper.
Save indeed. Couldn't really see what was going on there with the amount of players that were in the box, but Gilmore once again pulling off another spectacular save to prevent a goal from going in.
Yeah, it's quite clear that both goalkeepers have been fantastic today. And I said it earlier on, and I'm going to stick to it. The first goal probably is going to win this match today.
I think that's a pretty fair prediction, to be honest, Marcus. As Kirsten McIntosh goes over to take this corner again. Aki's with quite a few corners in this second half. Nothing coming of them yet, though.
And that'll be disappointing to them, you know, because they'll work on this in training, set pieces. They'll be hoping that they can get one of them.
It's a good ball in again. Anderson's there, it's a shot on goal and it hits the crossbar. So unfortunate from the Aki's captain, but the game's still on. As the ball's played back in, Rachel Ross is there. It looks like she's dragged back and there's a few protests. The game plays on though. Lauren Evans now. So unfortunate there from Amy Anderson.
Oh, hands in the head moment. It was so close.
Empty Gardner now though, just chasing that long pass. She can get there. It's played back. And it's a good slide tackle to break up the play as Aberdeen now look to go on the counter.
Well done there by Ellie McIntosh. Doing her job, getting the ball out.
And that'll be that Aberdeen substitute now. Had to wait a wee while for that one.
Yeah, I think they were probably waiting to see if it was the right decision, if they're going to start moving up the field, and they have. So it's the right time to make the change.
Sopel coming on for Aberdeen here. So unlucky there from Amy Anderson not to get a goal there.
Yeah, she's listening. She does well. You can see exactly what she, especially from where we are. You could see what she was trying to do. She's trying to slice it in the top right corner, and unfortunately, it's just had a tiny bit more power than it was required, and it's hit the crossbar.
I should just add that Fraser's coming off for Aberdeen. You can just see her on the other side of the pitch walking off.
Yep. No time wasting there from her. She's come off at the far side, which is good to see. I think some players can try and chance their luck and head for the far end.
This is now Lauren Evans now just looking to break forward once again, trying to get through that very, very strong Aberdeen back line.
Yep.
Good high pressure from Anderson as well, but Aberdeen still on the ball here, and it's a ball forwards. Megan Quinn's there just to break up what looked like a very good Aberdeen attack there.
Yeah, but the Aki's defence have stood up there, been counted. Need to make sure they don't make any errors and be strong, and as you can see they're doing exactly that as the ball comes up to the commentary gantry, and that is out of play. More on our side, we've got a better chance of kicking that ball than any players has today now.
I think I'm starting to agree with Marcus. I think it will be first goal wins this game. It's far, far too close to call at the moment.
It is, yeah.
It's a poor pass, but it's also a poor clearance from Hamilton. But Lauren Grant, safe hands once again.
Definitely, you know, it's whoever scores first here is going to, I think the other team's heads are going to go down because both teams have put so much effort into the match. Individual errors there, you know, young Elise, she'll learn for that because she could have cost her team a goal there with that clearance, but nobody needs to tell her that. She'll know herself, so.
Great high pressure from Ackies once again. Sees Megan Quigley win the ball in the midfield.
Ambitious there by Rachel Ross. I don't quite think the communication with MT Gardner was quite there.
Very ambitious indeed. You know, I feel like since Rachel Ross made that mistake early on in this second half, she's looked a wee bit shaky in defence. Maybe just playing the ball high up the park, rather, except for that time there where she did go past 3 players.
Yeah. In fairness, yeah, possibly, I suppose you could look at it like that. But she'll know herself, you know, she'll know that she needs to up her game a wee bit and keep it tight at the back. She's the experienced player at the back. You know, obviously, Elise has been here before, went to Celtic, but at the end of the day, Rachel Ross is that wee bit older. And
it's good play from Gardner now on that wide side, and it's an interesting ball into the box, but nothing comes of it once again for Ackies. It's just that final ball Ackies aren't able to get quite right today as Aberdeen come onto the attack now, and that's a crunching challenge from Elise McCormack, and she is down.
Rachel Ross, actually, that is. Rachel Ross.
Is it Rachel Ross?
Rachel Ross, it's down there, just as we were talking about her. She's threw herself in the line there for her team, and she might have picked up an injury there. She's
definitely looked like a sore one from where we're standing.
Yeah, I don't know if it's quite I think she's holding her shoulder, her arm there. It might be a collarbone injury. Maybe the way she's went down.
Of course, we do have two centre halves on the bench in Georgia McTeer and Danny Connolly. Danny Connolly definitely looking to regain some form after an own goal against St Johnstone last week. But of course, Georgia McTeer scoring a fantastic goal a couple of weeks ago against Kilmarnock, and has kind of almost got that reputation now as a goal scoring defender. Maybe that's what we need to do now.
I think you've answered it yourself there if you're comparing the both of them. If you've got a goal scoring defender there on the bench when you're chasing a game and your centre half's injured, then that might be the direction that Gary Doctor's looking, and I think that is the direction that Gary Doctor's looking at Georgia. It's coming on.
Definitely doesn't look very good for Rachel Ross at the moment. 3 medics on the park having a wee look.
Yeah, it's concerning. You don't ever want to see anybody down. You never ever want to see anybody down. She's been down for quite a bit of time now, and there's not been too much movement. You just kind of got to hope that she's not in too much pain down there.
But to put your body on the line for what was an absolutely fantastic sliding challenge.
Yeah, and she done it right. She didn't foul. She didn't make a mistake. She's done exactly that, which is that's her job. It's just unfortunate she's been caught out. Nobody wants to see anybody get caught out and get an injury. And let's just hope she's. It's not as bad as first thought, but she's coming off either way. She's been down far too long now to get back up and play.
And while Rachel Ross receives medical attention, of course, we see both teams just talking to their benches, taking a glass of water, just trying to get back into this game, trying to almost get refreshed as the game kicks on.
Yeah, listen, you don't want to take advantage too much of somebody being down and injured, but I think, to be honest with you, it'll be good for Gary Doctor to get his team in right now and tell him what he wants them to do as this game gets towards the latter stages. He's got an opportunity there. If he's seen certain things that he's not been able to tell them at half time, he's telling them now. You can say the moment he's speaking to Elise and he's pointing towards the attacking area to a defender there, which to me,
it looks like Georgia McTeer's going to come on as well. And again, an attacking defender is something that you see a lot more nowadays in the modern game. And to be honest, I think Georgia McTeer would be a fantastic sub, even if Rachel Ross wasn't injured right now. Yeah,
she adds that difference at the back where she can get forward when you get set pieces, as you've seen plenty of times. Ackies have had numerous opportunities in set pieces, and she might be the person that can capitalise on one of them. The goalkeeper there for Aberdeen's back on the field, keeping herself warm as Rachel Ross sits up, which is nice to see her sitting up, yet to get to her feet. I don't think it's a leg injury, as I says. I think it might be her collarbone, or perhaps she's had a knock to the head there. It's the neck, collarbone area, which is never good.
And the referee was definitely correct to stop the game right away. And you heard the calls from the Hamilton bench as well. They knew what it was right away.
You've got a duty of care there. At the end of the day, the game needs to stop when it's head, neck and back injuries. And if anybody, it doesn't matter who you are, if you get a sense that that's what it is, then get the referee told. And they didn't need told, they seen it, they stopped the play, and it's just nice to see her on her feet, to be honest with you.
Indeed, and of course Gary Doctor correct to take her off there, just to prevent any possible very serious injuries that could occur.
I actually think he needs to take her off. I think there might be a rule in there that because she's been down and because it's run about the head area, she has to come off. I could be wrong, but I think that was one of the rules that came into the seasons and plays last year.
It could quite well have been. The lockdown completely fried my brain with football, to be honest. There wasn't much going on.
No, of course, but yeah, if you're down for that amount of time, you might not be thinking straight.
Exactly. Ball's played into the box now by Aberdeen, and right away Georgia McTeer's there to block the cross. It's another good ball, and Darcy Molly's there to head it away.
Yes, Darcy Molly does well. Comes in, stands up, she's counted for.
Aberdeen just trying now to break the defence of Hamilton Ackies.
they're trying to catch them off guard. That's exactly what they are doing there, George, because the play's slot. Aki's been in control, and it was such a fast pace. They've just seen a player go down. The play's stopped for a few minutes, and they're trying to take advantage of that, and that's quite apparent.
Of course, the centre half's changed as well. Rachel Ross coming off, Georgia McTeer coming on. Maybe McTeer might take a wee while to get into the game.
Maybe. You hope not. I mean, she looks aware already. She's shouting for it. She's vocal. We know what she offers. She's a team leader.
Megan Quinn just trying to get the ball forward for Megan Quigley or Lauren Evans there. Unable to do so. Anderson now applying the pressure once again. She's been all over the park today.
She has. She's been brilliant.
Comes to Megan Quigley now. Thought she was actually going to have the shot there, but she elects to pass instead, and it wasn't the best pass in the world, and it goes out of play for an Aberdeen throw-in.
I'd like to see. I think I'd like to see Dion Brown come on now. I think it's getting to that stage where you need to introduce a pair of fresh legs in the attacking area. She comes on, it's her 35th appearance. She's got 17 goals. She's another one like MT Gardner. That's a great goal ratio to appearances. So let's hope that we see a pair of fresh legs coming on in the forefront area soon.
That'll be a throw-in just right on the corner flagging mark. Because as you say that, who do you think should come off then for Dion Brown if she is to come on today?
I think you're probably looking at Lauren Evans, to be honest. Lauren's been fantastic. She's been playing at the front. She's been defending from the front. She's been doing her job. But it comes to a stage in the game where if you feel that there's a chance that you could win it, you probably should introduce a striker. And I think at the moment, the way that the team's playing and defending and moving up, it needs to be a like-for-like change, because you don't want to shake up the 4-3-3 that Gary's got laid out, because it's been doing so well so far, as you can see.
And Dion Brown just being dispossessed there by the Aberdeen defence. Dion Brown, that's because we're talking about MT Gardner, I should say.
Yeah, I've got you mixed up in your words
there
with my substitution choices, but
like I put on Twitter, first live commentary in a very long time for me, so apologies if I've made any mistakes.
Listen, it happens. Nobody's perfect. And here comes a substitution again for Aberdeen.
Very interesting. They've just changed the way I think they've changed their shape slightly, bringing on another midfielder, and they're going to be taking off Gover, who hasn't scored today. I'm sure that Gary Doctor will be happy that she hasn't hit the back of the net. Yeah,
definitely. But I think, to be honest with you, I think Accies have gave them something to think about here. The way it's looking right now, I don't think that the Aberdeen team expected that at this stage in the game that Accies would be holding them to a game and potentially stealing it off them. In fact, do you know what? That's the wrong choice of words, because Accies have been fantastic today. I don't think that Aberdeen teams thought that they're going to get the challenge that they've got.
Well, to be honest, that was a like-for-like substitution. Natasha Bruce coming on for Chloe Gover. Just changing up the midfield a little bit.
Yeah, they're going to try everything. At the end of the day, they've not really come out, apart from the first, I'd say, 5 minutes into the second half. Aberdeen have looked good, but this has been Aki's half, and Aki's will be the team disappointed not to be ahead this half.
Aberdeen now just looking once again to break the Accies defence apart, but Darcy Molly's there to get it to MT Gardner. That's a fantastic piece of skill from the Accies winger, just driving forward, getting past two defenders. Trying to push up now is Lauren Evans, who's just tackled. Unfortunate there from the Accies striker not to keep that attack going.
Exactly, and I think if you've got a pair of fresh legs on there, your attacker's off. It's no disrespect to Lauren, because she's had a great game, but she's had to come back a lot in the first half to defend, and that's, I would say that's a good enough excuse to say that somebody's really ran their toll for the match.
And usually when you see a 0-0 game, you'd be quite disappointed. You wouldn't expect it to have a lot of great attacking football, but this one has. And even if this game does end 0-0, I'm sure there's a lot of positives from both sets of sides.
Oh, of course. It's a hard-fought game. I think any game where you start to think that the first goal is going to win, it's a hard-fought game. It does, no team's been overly dominant over the other throughout the 90. Perhaps the second half, I could say that Accies have come onto the game a bit better than they did earlier on, but it's been a hard-fought game. There's no doubt about that.
It's definitely one for the football purists.
Yeah, definitely. There's people watching the game that will be able to, I'm sure that, later on in the comments and social media and so on, or when the highlights go up, there's plenty of positives coming from this match. It's not been a lacklustre game of football, that's for sure.
It's a great challenge there from Megan Quiglin. She gets the ball to Anderson right in the centre of the park. Anderson just looking for a pass forward, but again, it's as if the Aberdeen defensive midfield is just blocking off that pass and forcing Amy Anderson to go long, and that just isn't working.
No, it's not.
For Accies.
It's not, it's... Gary might be waiting late on to just make a couple of shock changes, which might work. I would shout for a foul there, she has.
Chloe Muir's brought down by Campbell, and again that battle continues.
Rightly so. She's done well there to win that.
Again, another player that's came in and done very well, Chloe Muir. She came on against St Johnstone last week.
And she's earned herself a start quite clearly by coming on.
100%. It looks like she was going to be taking the free kick as well. I just wonder what Chloe Muir's going to do here. There's quite a few players in the Aberdeen wall.
Hopefully she goes hard and long and into the top corner.
I think we'll go a wee bit wild up here if that happens.
I think we will. Rightly so. She's quite composed anyway, let's not jinx it.
It's Chloe Muir with the shot on goal, and it's over the bar. I think we cursed it, Marcus.
Yeah, she leaned back too much, didn't she? You lean back, it goes higher, and she did. It's more placement there than power as well, so it's a bit unfortunate. She had the right idea.
I don't think you could have got a pass or a cross off there with the amount of players that were in the Aberdeen wall. She only really had one option.
Nah, she's capable of it as well, As I said earlier, belief. You need to trust in your own ability, and she does.
Kirsty McIntosh unable to get the tackle in there. Aberdeen now driving down the wing. No defender there to block it. It's a cross into the box.
It's good defending.
Very good defending and
Take
great
that.
from the Accies defence.
You'll take that all day long.
She's taken down.
She knew what she was doing there, MT Gardner. She's going to throw a body on the line. I think she knew she was going to get caught and she's going to win the foul, and yet again it's Aki's possession.
I don't know how many times we've said this in the entire game, but MT Gardner is meant to be playing on what is our right side. She was in the centre of defence there. I think that just speaks volume of how much she cares about this team.
That's it, you're right, and there you go. As the defender puts the ball down to take the free kick, she's back in her starting position. You cannot ask for any more. If somebody's coming out of position, you want them back in it when they need to be, and she is.
Aberdeen once again just able to keep possession of the ball. And it's a similar sort of situation here where Aberdeen are then forced to play a long ball forward. And again, because of the nature of the pass, it can't always be accurate, and again it's just going out for a throw-in.
Yeah, absolutely. I think Accies will be wanting to be very wary here because they've been the better team the second half. It's quite apparent. They will not want to give any silly errors away now and concede so late on in the match. And
Aberdeen on the break now, getting into the penalty area with Thompson.
Well done.
Great tackle from Georgie McTeer.
That's what she's been brought on to do. She's come on and she's replaced Rachel Ross, and she's had to stand up there. She has done.
MT Gardner, I think, just looking for Lauren Evans but couldn't get the pass off. Comes all the way back into the Aberdeen goal. By the looks of things, Gilmore's just telling all of her players to get forward as much as possible here.
Yeah, she's got to give them a voice. They've been quite quiet, to be honest, the second half. They had a really good first half, Aberdeen. Taking advantage of a lot more than what they have this second half, I think.
And then do you think that also comes down to what we were saying right at the start of the second half with the two, I'll say positions at the park, attack and defence, not talking to each other just before the game started?
Maybe. You could be right there. I still stick to my guns and think that was really strange. I've never seen anything like that at all, where the whole 11 was broke up into two different areas. Aki's stuck as an 11 and they came out as a team, and they're playing as a team still, so possibly.
Amy Anderson able to pick up the loose ball there, but she is tackled by Forrest. Captain versus captain there, and both captains in both sets of sides have played extremely well today.
Yeah, they're both teams in a bit of form now, and they're at that end of the table where your leader needs to be ruthless. I think if you want to be a winner, you need to have a good leader in the middle of the park, and clearly both teams have got that.
It's vital now that Aki's somehow get a goal if they want to go top tonight in SWPL2. And is it a goal kick? It is indeed a goal kick. Thought for a second there it would have been a corner.
Couple of shouts, yeah, she's not quite happy down the right there.
Of course, if Aberdeen want to keep their unbeaten run, they're going to have to win here.
Yeah.
I suppose draw, but if they want to extend that lead at the top of the table.
I think at this stage they'll take a draw. It's quite apparent that they're under the front foot. Aki's getting the ball up more than them, and they'll not want to concede. I wouldn't switch off if I was Aki's, because you can quite clearly see that they're capable of getting a late goal, but I think they'll take a draw today.
I completely agree with you. I think they will take a draw, considering as well coming to the Finnick Youth Stadium is one of the harder away days this season. Of course, you've got Kilmarnock and Queen's Park and stuff like that, but
of course,
obviously having the stands around you and being in a big stadium, it can be very difficult sometimes for the players to focus and, you know, get the win that they so desperately want. As it comes to Kirsty McIntosh, she does very well there.
No, you're spot on. At the end of the day, it's nice to see women's teams playing at the same stadium as the men's teams, and you know that is a big factor as well, and the confidence going into matches, I would imagine.
Very well done there from Lauren Evans to leave that one. I think there was a wee hint of offside there, but Chloe Muir just not able to get the control on the ball, and it will go out of play.
Again, they're tired legs, I think, from Evans. If she's, you know, if 20 minutes into the game, she's getting that ball. She's worked ever so hard this afternoon. You know, she's stood up and been counted for the front, defended a lot.
It's Quinn to Evans here. Evans out wide to Muir, and she can get the cross in. It's blocked at the first defender. And again, Campbell just trying to fire the ball forwards on the near side. McTeer now very composed. Thompson now. Kirsty McIntosh having to track back again here. It's a good ball into the box. It's a shot. And it goes through the legs of Lauren Grant in the Aki's goal. 1-0 Aberdeen, Marcus.
It's exactly what I'd said to you earlier on. It was some error. It's came back. It's a one-on-one opportunity, and listen, Lauren's not going to save them all. You know, it's a 50-50 chance, and in fairness to her, she stood up, she's been big, but it's unfortunately went right under her legs, and yeah, there's no point in blaming each other as well. I think at the end of the day, Aki's had to be aware that any individual error on any chance into that box was going to cause them a goal and against them, and it's certainly proven that. And
again, that all came from Campbell in the Aberdeen defence, beating Chloe Muir and just firing that ball forward to Thompson, who's also been sublime today, and that ball into the box, well, you can't really say much more about it. It was absolutely perfect.
No, that's it. Aberdeen will be delighted with that. I think Aki's have been on the front foot for most of this half, and the fact that Aberdeen still switched on enough, you know, it's credit to them for holding on into the match there, as the Aberdeen goalkeeper is literally in no hurry to get up at all, and quite rightly so.
I think it'll just be a case of Aberdeen trying to see this game out now, as Hamilton Accies fight for an equaliser here.
Yeah, definitely. Listen, at the end of the day now, they've got a striker on the bench, and I think they need to bring her on. You're losing 1-0 in a game that I don't think 5 minutes ago we thought we'd be losing in. As we said there, that Aberdeen would quite happily take a draw.
It's a loose ball, and Lauren Evans gets there. Again, maybe it is just the tired legs from Evans. She just can't keep a hold of the ball just now.
It's got to be. It's got to be. 5 minutes ago we're saying that Aberdeen will take a draw. Not now. You know, they're going for the win, and Accies need to do something about it.
It's a good ball into the box from Molly. Again, Gilmore's there. We have to say, both goalkeepers today have been absolutely brilliant. Obviously, Lauren Grant just beat there, but there isn't really much you can do about that one, unfortunately.
No, there isn't, unfortunately. She's, as I says, you know, there's only so much the goalkeeper can actually do. But if you're getting balls coming into you, you expect somebody to try and stop that.
It's a good tackle there from Sharon Megan quickly. Just trickles back into the Hamilton net though, with Lauren Grant. Gets the ball up quickly. Aki's now urgently looking for a goal.
They shouldn't really be behind. They've had a great second half of football. They'll be seriously disappointed that they're not so far getting any points from this match.
Again, the way it's looking, it'll be another disappointing result for Gary Doctor's side. 2-2 at the weekend in Perth, and then 1-0 so far here. Again, it's just about taking chances and trying to defend better. I think the defence has looked a lot better today, and just as we say that, at least McCormick's able to keep the ball going there.
Yeah, it's switching off towards the end of the match, but it looks at the latter stages, it looks like it might be fatigue and tiredness as well. You know, at the end of the day, they played ever so well to keep this game down to fine margins.
We always knew it would be a really hotly contested battle here today, and Aberdeen so far have the lead here at 1-0 as the game draws to a close.
Yeah, you can see, look, they're just happy to take the ball up the field, drag the play. Look, they're happy to take the Ackies into that corner. No rush to get the ball into the net. They're happy with the 1-0 win. And there you go.
Just like that, the referee blows his whistle, and a late winner for Aberdeen sees them go undefeated once again. This time they fall to Hamilton Ackies. Hamilton Ackies unfortunate not to win, and Lauren Grant, as you can see there, on her knees and her goal. She'll be gutted today, Marcus.
Everybody's got to be gutted, you and me both, everybody. That was a fantastic performance. I think I must need to make it clear there that it was a great performance from both teams. It was a good game of football. It wasn't hoofball we were watching. The ball was getting played really nicely. But I says numerous times that the first goal's going to win it, and the first goal wins.
Well, Marcus, thank you very much for joining us here on Ackies WFC TV, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you very much for having me.
Always happens.